Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Tonight we're going to look at OpenAI, Spring Boot, and the Translation API. In the last video, you saw how we transcribed some cool videos and audio pieces of audio that I made, and then we got it into clear text. But that was all of the. It was in the same language as the audio. So because I'm Danish and I said something in Danish, then we would actually get Danish text out of from this when you transcribe. That is called a transcription. If you want another language like English or exactly English, then it is called a translation instead. So then that means that then we have to use the translation API. Of course, we could do this in two steps. First, we could transcribe. Then we get all of the text out, and then we could use any API to any translation API to actually translate it. But it's actually built into OpenAI. So if you go to OpenAI and then look at the translation API, which is right here. This is what the curl command look like. We have to post a file. So this is the file that can be a sound file. It can also be a video file. The formats are up in the top, and there's a lot of there's a lot of different formats that can be used right here. Of course, we need to add our key as usual, and then we have to say that this is multi-part form data. The reason why we have to do that is because we are uploading file. If you're not that familiar to HTTP, then if you choose content type multi-part form data, then it's because you want to upload a file, or if you want to, you can also send form. You can also send data in form in the form data format, but usually it's meant for file upload. It can also be for sending emails in an old format. But enough about that. This just means that we want to send a file. We want to post a file. And the URL that we want to use is the translation. It is the one that ends with translations right here. Okay, so which languages are supported? So we can see this is an example with a German MP3 right here. I'm going to use a Danish one because I am Danish. So the material that I make could be in Danish, right? So OpenAI has this page right here where you can see this is the Whisper model, and this is how many errors. So that means that the number for out in the same horizontal line as a language, then there's a number. Then the larger this number is, the more errors the language actually has when it is translated through the Whisper API, through the Whisper model, through the OpenAI API, and the Whisper model. It uses the Whisper model right here, and it is the test right here has been done on the Common Voice 15 and Fleur's dataset. These are some common datasets that can be used for measuring this kind of stuff right here. So we have the Dutch, Spanish is up at the top. That means that there are almost no errors right there. If they're in italic, that means that then the count is actually in characters and not in words instead. So we have Japanese right here, and the further we go down, we also have German. There's very few errors right here. We have English, which is 9.3, and then we have, if we go down to Danish right here, then we have 18.1. We have more errors than the Swedish, so that means that it probably means that the Danish language is more difficult to learn, or at least for this model right here, and then. Yeah, the Danish language is more difficult to learn than the Swedish right here, or at least it has more errors right now. Of course, these models here, they also they're being improved all the time. Icelandic right there, we have the Africans right here, and we have Armenian. Well, which one is the worst one? That is Albanian, and yeah, so that is so this is these are the different models that has been where the API and the model has been tested on. These are the data set that these models have been tested on, and here are the numbers. Feel free to go and look this up yourself and look deeper into the numbers if you want to. Okay, so let us go back to the curl command right here. So we can take this curl command and we can convert this into Java code, and it's as usual. I've prepared a little bit right here. I made this project by going to IntelliJ, and I press File, New Project right here, and then I chose Spring Initializer. I think it was Gradle. I chose Gradle Groovy, and then I chose one of the newer versions of Java. I think it was 21, and then I just chose the models that I needed, and the models I needed was a Spring Web. Then I get the REST controllers, and then I also add Lombok. and I added H2, I think. Yes, a H2 database right here, and I also added JPA. We're not going to persist anything to a database. It's just if I just wanted to do that afterwards, then I would have the dependency. So, of course, when you are creating your project, you should keep your number of dependencies to a minimum, so you don't have to pack and to add all of those packages and those dependencies when you are deploying your Spring application. Okay. So let us look at what we have right here. We have the translation service, which is right here, and I've copy pasted the curl command right here, so I don't forget what we actually should do. I have this API key. I have that as an environment variable, so it's not in my code, and that's always a good idea not to place your secrets and passwords in code. Those should be stored in a vault or as an environment variable, like in this case right here. I made this header service right here, so I don't have to think about the headers. But let us go look at it. I have the OpenAI, which is added right here. It's taken from the system environment right here, environment variable right there, and then I create HTTP headers right here. Then I add authorization part, which is quite important, and then we add this content type multi-part form data, and that is what we need when we want to post a file. When we want to upload a file, then we need the multi-part form data. And then we return those headers, and that's actually it regarding the headers right here. I have a request entity right here, and that request entity, it also has a file. So we have this. This is the data to post. That means that we have a multi-value map, and we have a model, which is Whisper1, and we have a file. Let me see. Yeah, so the model is right here, and we have a file right here, and then we have a response format text. Of course, we could also choose JSON right here if we want to do that instead. Maybe we'll change that in the end of the video. So, and then we get the response out here, and then we just return the body response. We expect a string. Yeah, we expect a string as being returned to us from the file that we're uploading. Okay, so far so good. What about the file that we are uploading? Let us just look at that. So we have the file right here. We have the file right here. It just takes a path, and then it will add that as a file system resource. When we add that into our multi-value map, then the Spring REST template will automatically do what is needed to place this as in the correct format. So let us go to our test. The file that we want to upload is cake mp4, and this file is located right here in my workspace. So let us look at the file before we upload it and before we use the API. I must also say that I've created an account with OpenAI, and I've added $10. I don't think I've used even $1 yet, but I've done that. I needed to do that in order to use the API, and that is why I can just add my API key in the header, and then I'm authenticated, and then I'm allowed to use the API. It's quite simple, and at least it's not expensive if you're making demo videos. But of course, if you have some kind of real life scenario with a high load, it might get expensive. But it doesn't seem like it is, at least when I'm doing demo videos like this. Okay, so we will copy the path. We'll copy the absolute path, and I open Explorer. Right here. Jeg så glad I dag. Ja. Jeg meget glad. Hej med dig. Jeg glad, og jeg synger. Jeg en glad mand. Jeg skal snart ned til bageren og købe en kage. Yes. So that is the video that we want to translate. There was a lot of important messages in that video right there. But I don't have to translate it for you. To you, let us just let OpenAI do that. So I'll run this right now. Cake.mp4. And let's look at the response right here. It says, "I am so happy today." Yes. I am very happy. Hi with you. I am happy, and I sing. I'm a happy man. I have to go down to the bakery and buy a cake. And that is exactly the truth, and that is exactly what I said. So that is quite cool. And there was actually one thing that I noticed right here. When I did the transcription, then there was actually a small, there was a minor error in the Danish language. It actually said, I'm happy men in plural instead of man. But when we translated it, when we used the translation API instead, then this was actually fixed to a man instead of men right here. So that's quite cool. Okay, so that was translation of that. Then we have another file right here, which is the mic alloy. That is okay. What will happen then if you take an English, some English audio, and then you want to translate that into English also? Then it would actually be the same as running the transcription API. So, but let us just see that actually works. So first of all, let us play the sound right here.
Mic is great. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you very much for saying those nice words. Maybe we should just hear it once more.
Mic is great. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching.
Yes. I'm almost blushing. Thank you. Say more. Okay, but let us translate that. Do translation of file. We call this on the service, and then we run it, and then we see what happens. Of course. Then let's see what happens now. Here we have it. Mic is great. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank you very much for watching. Yes, thank you very much for the kind words again. But yes, this transcription looks great. Just for fun now, let us transcribe again, and let us set the response format to JSON instead. So we'll just run it once again. Let's see what we get. Here we have the JSON format. We have a text key, and then this is the value right here, the text from before. So and of course you would recommend JSON because this is structured. It's a structured data format that you can actually use. You wouldn't like to have YAML because just if you just make one wrong indentation, then it means something totally different. YAML it stands for yet another markup language, and it is really bad. It is not that. The problem is that you use indentations, and when you print stuff out in log, or if you copy paste stuff, or if let's say that you are using an editor and you have indented something, and then you're pasting something that is also indented, then the result sometimes is a bit unpredictable. Okay. So, okay, that was translation. Just for fun, let us just try the transcription, just to see the difference. If I'm transcripting the cake now, the cake file, the K MP4, and let us just see, I just want to show that then it will actually give the result in Danish. So if you go down right here, so right here, you can see this is Danish. Jeg er så glad I dag. Hi. Jeg synger, I'm singing. And if you would use the translation, then you would get it in English. So that is the difference between those two APIs. Yeah. Was there anything else? Response format. There's also one called verbose JSON. I've not tried that actually. Let's just try that just for fun as last thing right here. So we have verbose translation. Okay, let us try to translate the cake once again. Now it's verbose JSON instead of just JSON. Yes. Now we get some more information. The language is English. The duration, yeah. Now we get some metadata also, right? Some segments, tokens, the token values. The token values, that is a number representation of each word. And that is actually what is fed into the model. Temperature, and we have the compression ratio. Yeah. Okay, so that actually gave us some more verbose results, just like it. I'm going to put it back to just JSON. Most of the times you probably just need that. Okay, again, I'm going to commit this and push this code to my GitHub account, so feel free just to take the whole project and clone it out right there. It's publicly available. Thank you very much for all of your comments, and have a great evening, and I hope to see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.